Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. A man on the most wanted list in Nicollet County, Minnesota, is in Hopkins County Jail Friday. Kevin Daniel Eichelberger, age 42, who now lives in North Richland Hills, Texas, is being held for violation of parole for online solicitation, minor sex conduct. He's also wanted for a felony probation violation of a Minnesota fourth-degree drug possession. State Representative District 2 Dan Flynn is concerned as the rating for performance of Texas schools is changing. Flynn says the A to F grading system is based on student achievement and progress, closing performance gaps between high-income and low-income students, college readiness, and the students' community engagement. Several good schools in his district will receive multiple D to F letter grades, which he sees as inaccurate. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said, "Love it or hate it, a new A to F letter grade system for Texas schools is here to stay." Flynn said he's committed to replacing the scoring system with a system that more accurately represents the state of Texas schools and school districts, while holding those school districts accountable for their performance. He believes parents, administrators, teachers, and all others affected and opposed to the system should reach out to their elected officials and let their views be known. Sulphur Springs Independent School District will conduct a public hearing Monday, February 13th at 6 p.m. for the purpose of discussing the annual report of educational performance and the Texas Academic Performance Report for the 2015-2016 school year. The hearing will be in conjunction with their school board meeting for February. The 2017 Miss Hopkins County Senior Classic Pageant will be at a new time and a new place this year. The event will be conducted at League Street Church of Christ, June 10th, 6 p.m. All ladies 60 years of age and older are eligible to compete in the pageant. Each contestant will be judged in 4 categories, including interview with the judges, philosophy of life, evening gown, and talent. The winner will be eligible to compete in the 2017 Miss Texas Senior Classic Pageant in September in Tyler. To enter the pageant, call Karen Weatherman at 903-885-1661. LaVon Elam is the 2016 Miss Hopkins County Senior. In 2 days, 2,452 people donated $69,512 to Anthony's Village, a GoFundMe account created for a 19-year-old homeless man in Sulphur Springs. The GoFundMe account is now closed, having exceeded 3 goals set during the 2-day period. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats soccer team knew that they would be challenged in a Longview showcase, but they were challenged big time on Thursday. The Woodlands, a Class 6A team, split their team in 2, but still managed a strong 9-2 win over the Lady Cats. The Lady Cats played Denton Ryan Friday and will play Montgomery on Saturday. The Lady Cats are now 5-2-1 for the season in official UIL games. After play in the Longview Showcase this weekend, the Lady Cats will open district play next Friday at home against Pine Tree. That match will be held at the soccer field at the SSHS track facility. Well, Friday marks the first official day for practice for UIL softball teams. Lady Cats softball coach David Carrillo, in his 11th year here, is excited by the potential of this year's team.
You always look forward to the first day, when you have a passion for the game, it just never seems to end. But, UIL-wise, there's a day you can work a little bit longer, and it starts today. So, I think our girls and, our coaches, we've been looking forward to this day for a while. Last year we had a lot of success, and I think the girls want to push the envelope a little bit further. So, again, it's going to be a challenging year for us, and we're just looking forward to getting out there and just playing.
What's the biggest question mark for you right now about this team?
Really, to be honest with you, I know losing Molly Johnston was big for us because being the catcher, and she's the the battery mate of our pitcher, of course, and that is a big question mark right there. And I feel like we have some candidates right now. We've got to grow off the JV Ashley Moore that we're really looking at. She's a junior that played the position a lot, but you also need some depth in that position, and that's something that we're trying to build off of, because really in our program we don't have a lot of depth at that position. So we're trying to build that, and we're trying to create some more catchers. And we do have girls that are talented enough to go actually back there. It's just getting the experience being back there is what we're looking for right now. And then of course you lose Sarah Womack, all-state player. Like I said, been there for 4 years, and not having her around either. It's just those are your losses that you have. Sometimes you can replace the player, but just the thing is replacing the leadership and all that stuff that goes into that. But I do feel like we have some good seniors in Jay Dowdy and Hannah Krausen and Kristen Allen that should step in and be ready to lead. So that, other than the catcher spot, that's probably the biggest hole I think we have to fill in our lineup for this year.
All right. Have a lot of pitching. It's young pitching, except it was young last year, a lot of it, and got 1 year older. So
the pitching, the pitching has kind of evolved, because I remember a couple years ago we only had 2, and now we have like 7. So that's been a good thing. So that's something we've been looking forward to working with, and kind of seeing what they can do. They've been working hard all year, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do, in live scrimmages and in games. But again, our pitching is something that has grown, and we have some depth there now where we used to not have that before.
Can you talk about possible move-in at this time, or is that still up in the air?
Right now we have a move-in from Como, and her name is Allie Fight, and like I said, we haven't really watched her yet, because with the time period during the period, it's only 30 minutes. So our pitchers have been warming up and kind of just working, but not very long. But we'll get a good chance to look at all of them when the season starts, which is today. So that's good. We have more time to do a lot more things. But she's the big move-in that we have so far. But we still have Bailey Haggerty, who did a great job last year, Landry Bell, who did an outstanding job, because they had to step up as freshmen and grow up really fast, and I think they did a great job. And then we have other candidates, Chesley Roberts, who's pitched for the JV. Carter Page is another young girl that's a freshman that we're looking at. Darby Williams is one that has picked up the ball and started pitching again. I'm trying to make sure I get everyone. But off the top of my head, those are the girls that kind of come up off the top of your head. And like I said, we're looking forward to watching them all pitch. Tessa Holt is another one, the lefty that I've watched her a little bit, and everybody kind of has picked up their speed a little bit, and Tessa's different too, because she's a lefty, and you like those lefties because they're really deceiving, something, because you don't see a lot of them. So, all those girls are going to have a good look, and, we see what they can do.
All right. Had some very talented JV teams. I'm sure they're going to be competing for some positions.
Yes, we have 10 returners back, so they're going to make it tough. But again, it'll be a dogfight. We're still looking for a few roster fill-ins, and we'll see where it goes. And I think the main thing what we're trying to do as coaches is, I told them I feel like our talent is here. We have to change the culture and the environment, and some of the things that I would like to really do is just it's got to be team first, and we got to be selfless in what we do. If we can change the culture into getting these kids to buy into it all the way around, then I think we're going to be very successful, because it's not everybody freaks out when I say it, but it's not all about the winning. You do those little things right, winning takes care of itself, and I truly believe that, and that's kind of the philosophy I've had since I've been here. It's just getting the kids to buy into it, and I think so far they have, but we just really got to, especially this year, you're going to have to learn how to share the wealth, because we do have a lot of talented kids. So picking those spots may not be easy. We're down to 2 teams now instead of 3 teams, so it'll be a little bit different. It'll be more of a dogfight now, but I feel like those decisions were made to make our program better, and we're going to see right now where it goes. So looking forward to this year.
The Lady Cats' first scrimmage will be at Forney on January 30th. The Wildcats tennis team opened their season with a dual match at Sherman on Thursday. I talked Wildcats tennis with Coach Tony Martinez.
And when we left here, it was still drizzly. The courts are covered in wet. we didn't see the sunshine until about the last 20 miles as we got close to Sherman. Beautiful afternoon, sunny, bright. And it warmed up to probably 65 degrees over there. So it was great for the kids. They loved it. The outcome wasn't so great, but I mean, it was still, we were competitive. We lost 7-3. I felt like the score should have been 6-4 Sherman. We lost a real tough match with Jesse Allen. He had won the first set, and then he dropped the next 2 sets to lose that match. And it was in a tiebreaker. He lost 11-7 or 10-7 in the tiebreaker. But all in all of our, the competition was good for us. It was great experience for us to be there. I had 2 standout matches. I had some guys I had to put together at the number 2 boys doubles, Joey Gatewood and Jonah Kirkpatrick, a freshman. They were able to defeat Sherman's number 2, boys doubles team. And then I had, Carolina Espinosa, a senior girl. She was down in the first set, was able to come back and win it 7-5 first set. Then she dropped the second set 6-4, but was able to manage to win the tiebreaker 10-5. So it was, she played really tough. She played their number 1 girl, and it was, gave us some good looks at our girls team too. So we were all in all, great experience for us, and looking forward to next week.
You got good numbers right now?
I'm full. I've got a full team. I have 8 girls and I have 8 guys. So we're sitting nice this year as compared to maybe the last year or two. We're kind of thin on girls, and I'm picking up some more girls from softball. They're not competing, and they decided they want to go ahead and join another sport, and they have great hand-eye coordination, and they got a bigger bat to hit with, like with a racket. So I'm looking forward to having them come on this next week or two.
What's next for the tennis team now?
Well, I have my JV. We have a match Tuesday afternoon with Terrell High School, and it will be here at 3:30. Okay. And then the varsity will travel off to Hallsville and play the Hallsville tournament, which is going to be pretty competitive, which will have the Longview, the Kilgores, Jacksonville High. So it'll be a real good competition for us there.
Do you like the players that you've got? I guess you maintain, hopefully, most of them from the fall.
Yes, everybody has stayed on. I mean, we had a few move outs. We had, one girl move away, and that kind of put a little dent in the armor, but not much. I think we're going to manage, just keep going on. You just move on, and you play who you have. And the ones that did come out to play yesterday, a little rusty. We haven't had that much court time. And so I think, but where we're at today is a whole lot better than we were last year at this time. We were kind of restricted into playing, but we were able to get out during the holidays, during the New Year's Eve week. The players, decided they wanted to do some practices. So we had some practices there, and we practiced all through December too. Normally it's our conditioning month, but we kind of opted this year, try something different. We were on the courts throughout November and December, so we feel like we're a jump ahead, and into the springtime. We're ready, a whole lot better and prepared than we were, the last year or two.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.